Hello everyone and welcome to another Music Wednesday. If you are watching this the first week of April, today is April the 1st. And so make sure that you are playing those pranks on your brothers and sisters, maybe even your mom and dad if they're feeling okay. Maybe you bother them a little too much since we've been at home the whole time, so maybe that's not such a good idea. But anyway, we're going to get started everyone, and it's just going to be, another fun day of music. Let's see what we got. Yes, we are starting the next quarter, the last 9 weeks here soon. So went ahead and changed the pictures, so we're no longer seeing monkeys on the screen. You'll be seeing chipmunks or squirrels and music. Okay. So let's see what our objectives are. Number one, I can read rhythms with half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and their respective rests. So we're going to see a lot of this in the dojo. That's why we have that objective there. So we're just wanting to continue reviewing those rhythms and make sure that we remember how all those go. Number two, I can create wind instruments with things found around the house. So we're going to talk about wind instruments today and two particular types that I'll show you later. Number three, I can chant to the beat. Now, I'm pretty sure we know how to do that, but we're just going to do a little fun chant today. It's actually on the song that was going to be part of the third grade Cinco de Mayo program, and I'll reveal that here in just a little bit, okay? So, first off, let's do our Rhythm Dojo, and I just want to encourage you again to find some music instruments around the house. See if you can find different instruments with different timbres, so different qualities of sound. I am using chopsticks like they are drumsticks today. I'm hitting a bowl, a little spoon holder, and I got my peppercorn shaker again. And I also have this box I like using as a bass. So, if you want to take a few moments, pause this video and find some music instruments around the house and go! Welcome back everyone! Okay, so you have your instruments now. Let's start dojo, okay? And I don't care which instruments you use, as long as it's cool with your parents, of course. Got to make sure it's okay with them, especially if it has anything fragile, okay? So bowls or glasses or anything like that. So just check with them, make sure they're okay with you using those instruments, okay? So let me get to the music, and we're going to play whatever instrument we want to, but still working on those rhythms, and we're going to count them, okay? So it's not the kung fu, all that stuff. We're going to play the instruments and count, okay? So here we go. All right, instruments ready. Let's start with our half notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Pretty easy, right? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 second line, go to the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Talk, talk, eighth notes, go. Toddy, 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 toddy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and toddy, 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 toddy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back to the quarter notes. Ready, go. Top, 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 top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a few moments and improvise. Go. On to the next page. We're going to do some different rhythms now. Top line, first line. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, again. Top, top, toddy, top, 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 toddy, top, 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 toddy, top. Second line, ready, go. Top, 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 top. ta-dee-ta. Ta, third line. Ready, go. Ta, ta-dee-ta. Ta, ta, ta-dee-ta. Ta, ta, ta-dee-ta. Ta. See if I can scroll down to the last line. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, ta, sh, sh, ta, ta, sh, sh. Ta-dee-ta-dee-ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. Ta, 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 sh, sh, ta, ta, sh, sh. Ta-dee-ta-dee-ta-dee-ta-dee-ta. Ta, ta, sh. And there you have it. So hopefully you had some fun doing that with instruments found around the house. And that was a good review. I know this was a different rhythm for our 4th and 5th graders, I believe. This is something we've been working on in the 3rd grade class. So it should be fairly easy, okay, for 4th and 5th graders. Okay, so let's go on. We're going to go to our next slide. And this is the I can create wind instruments with things around the house. Well, let's see what that's about. So there are 2 types of wind instruments that I mentioned earlier. And a wind instrument, first of all, is an instrument that you play by blowing air into it, okay? It's a wind instrument. It takes air, it takes wind, okay? So the 2 types we're going to look at are brass instruments and reed instruments. So a brass instrument creates its sound when you buzz your lips. And so what you have to do is you have to put your lips together and buzz them. So let me demonstrate. And so it's not just like that. That's probably a little too loose, although you're probably going to get a good sound on the tuba if your lips are that loose. But yes, you're going to press your lips together. It's a little firm here in the corners here. And try and make a sound, kind of like that. Now, if you're playing a brass instrument and your lips are looser, that's going to create a lower sound. So let me have some really loose lips. But if I press them really hard together, that's going to create a higher sound. So let me have tighter lips. Now, thankfully, I have a brass instrument with me just so you can hear what it sounds like. I happen to be a trombone player, so I have my trombone right here. And no, I'm not going to make too much noise on this thing because my wife is upstairs and she's working at home just like I am, so I don't want to make too much noise and disturb her in her meetings or work or whatnot, okay? So on a brass instrument, you have a mouthpiece, and we're still going to put our lips together and buzz them. And so you just buzz into the mouthpiece like this. And on the entire instrument, of course, going to be a much stronger sound. So depending on how tight or loose your lips are, that will produce the lower or higher pitch on the instrument. Okay? Now what I want you to do is find an instrument around the house that you can use to buzz your lips on. So it's an instrument that has preferably a circle on it so that you can press your lips to and buzz it. Now a good example I have for you is a milk jug, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have milk jugs at the house because you drink milk. And so what I did is I took a jug that we have, and I don't know what all sounds you can create with the milk jug based on what holes or the size hole you cut out of it. But I was just experimenting, and I cut a hole this big on the end of my milk jug. So you can just take it and hold it like this and buzz your lips on it. And you can have some fun with that, you know? Buzz low, buzz high. Okay? So that is your brass instrument of sorts, okay? So we created an instrument that we can buzz our lips on. Now the other part is, well, I kind of went out of order here, but it doesn't matter. We're going to make a reed instrument. Now you definitely have this object around the house. It is a blade of grass. Now a reed instrument, first of all, it creates its sound by having an object. Let's talk about the clarinet, for instance. So the clarinet has this mouthpiece and a little piece of reed on it. A reed is placed on it, and what you do is when you blow into the clarinet, the reed is going to vibrate, and that's what creates the sound for the clarinet. And so what I want you to do is take your blade of grass, once you picked out whichever one you want, and this takes a little work, but you're going to take your blade of grass and stretch it between your thumbs. So see, I have my blade of grass right here. I'm going to take the other hand and stretch it so that the knuckles on my thumbs meet and the fat part of my thumbs meet. So when I have it together, it looks kind of like this. So you're going to see the blade of grass in the middle and a little pocket of air on either side, okay? So after you got that, you're just going to simply put it up to your mouth and blow into it, and it should create a sound. And yes, it is very, very loud. So I will only do that once, okay? But depending on the blade of grass that you have, see, this was a very thick blade of grass. This one is thinner, so it'll probably produce a higher pitch, okay? But experiment, see what kind of sounds you can create with different size or different shapes blades of grass, okay? So what we're going to do is take whatever instruments you create, your instrument that you can buzz your lips on, and the reed instrument with your blade of grass, and we're just going to play along with some music for that, okay? So I have a little clip here that we're going to listen to as we go along, and it's just going to be something that's familiar. Music from the Me channel. If you've ever played on the Wii, excuse me, this is the channel where you create your Mii's, and this is what we're going to play along to, okay? So, instruments ready, let's start with the one that you're going to buzz your lips on, okay? Ready? Improvise. Try the blade of grass. I said I was only going to do it once. I guess I'll do it one more time. I'm going to try my smaller blade of grass. Also experiment with the shape of your hands because it will create different sounds too. And that's enough. Uh-oh. Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? Okay, I guess I'm not in trouble. I'll continue, okay? You got your blade of grass and you're going, alright? And then the brass instrument they're going to buzz your lips on, right? Buzz the lip instrument. Try with the blade of grass one more time. Here we go. And there you have it. Cool. So, hope you had fun doing that. So we were talking about these two types of instruments, the brass instruments, and remember we produce the sound on the brass instruments by buzzing our lips, and for the reed instruments you have some sort of object that vibrates to create the sound. Okay, so that is our creating wind instruments with things found around the house. All right. Now, let's go on to the next part, which is I can chant to the beat. Now, if you're in the 3rd grade, you're already familiar with this because we were going to do this for the program, but, seeing how things happen. This is Bate Bate Chocolate. So it is a Mexican folk song, so some of you might be familiar with this too, if you haven't heard it already. So let's just talk about the pronunciation right quick for Bate Bate. I'm going to enlarge the screen here. Okay, so just repeat after me. Bate Bate Chocolate con arroz y con tomate. Alright, so what you just said was chocolate with rice and tomato. Oh, excuse me. Churn, of course, we got to churn the chocolate. So bate bate is churning the chocolate. It's all about churning chocolate, okay? Churn chocolate with rice and with tomato, okay? So that's the first line, and we will repeat that line, okay? So all together it goes, bate bate chocolate con arroz y con tomate, okay? That's the first line. Now, the next part is not too bad because we're going to be doing a lot of counting, okay? And if you know the first 3 numbers in Spanish, you know they are uno, dos, tres, okay? So we're going to be saying that a lot. And what we're doing here is we're spelling out chocolate, okay? So for instance, the first part is uno, dos, tres, cho. The first part of chocolate, cho. And then we go uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. So we just spelled out chocolate. And just the first 3 beats, you always say uno, dos, tres, okay? So all together, it sounds like uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Okay? So that is that part. And then we simply end by saying chocolate, 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 okay? Chocolate, 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 okay? It's a pretty fun chant. All right, so let's see if you guys can read along, and we're just going to start from the beginning. Not too many words in this song, okay? So all together goes 1, 2, ready. Bate bate chocolate con arroz y con tomate. Bate bate chocolate con arroz y con tomate. 1, 2, 3, cho. 1, 2, 3, co. 1, 2, 3, la. 1, 2, 3, te. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Then you go back to 1, 2, 3 one more time, okay? So it's just here, repeat, go from uno to the end, and repeat back to uno, okay? Uno, okay? Now, to make this more fun, we are going to do a very simple dance along with this, okay? So, in the beginning, when we are chanting bate bate, we're going to be stirring the chocolate. So, you got the chocolate going, and you are stirring it, churning it, just like this, okay? So, you probably have the words memorized by now, perhaps. Let's see what that looks like with the movement. Bate, bate, chocolate, con arroz y con tomate. Bate, bate, chocolate, con arroz y con tomate. Alright, so that's the beginning. And then we get to the next part where we start counting. Now, on each part where we are spelling a piece of chocolate, we will do a movement on that. Every other time while we are counting, 1, 2, 3, we will use our fingers. So let me demonstrate. 1, 2, 3. Now here's the first movement. Cho. You're going to point to your right. Just mirror me in what I'm doing. Just mirror me, okay? Cho is up there. Then we go. 1, 2, 3, co. You're going to your left now, right? And then it's 1, 2, 3, la. Give me la up here. Your hands making an L shape with each, okay? That's your la. And then 1, 2, 3, te. Te, going to bring your hands right here so that you are shaped like a T, okay? So let's do that part from 1, 2, 3. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, cho. 1, 2, 3, co. 1, 2, 3, la. 1, 2, 3, te. And then the last part, I call it the Choco Hula. because we're doing kind of a hula dance of sorts. I just gotta show you the movement, okay? So you're pretty much doing a step together like we've done in class a lot. You're going feet apart, together, then you go the other side. Apart, together, apart, together. Now while you're doing that, you're using your hands and kind of doing a dip like a wave. Like that, okay? So when you're going to your right, you do your hands to the right. When you're going to your left, you do the hands to the left. So all together, it looks like this when we're saying chocolate, doing the chocolate hula. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Okay? That's what it looks like. Okay? So let's see if we can put all this stuff together. And then, yes, we are going to do it with some music too. I got a pretty cool beat that I'm going to share with you. We're going to be chanting along with it, okay? So, here we go from the top. Batte. 1, 2, ready, go. Batte, batte, chocolate con arroz con tomate. Batte, batte, chocolate con arroz con tomate. 1, 2, 3. Cho, 1, 2, 3. Co, 1, 2, 3. La, 1, 2, 3. Te. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. 1, 2, 3. Cho, 1, 2, 3. Co, 1, 2, 3. La, 1, 2, 3. Te. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. And that's it, okay? So, yeah, now it's time to add the beat, okay? So, here we go with the beat this time, and we're just going to do this whole thing twice. Now, to make sure that I don't accidentally hurt myself, I'm going to move some of my things out of the way. And I'll just let the beat play until I do get those things out of the way. Alright, so here's the beat. Pretty cool beat, right? Alright, so now we know what to do. Let's go from the top. And we're going to go through bate bate, the whole thing, twice. And remember how we do it too. We're going to repeat this first line. And I have the movements over here if you want to, if you've forgotten how they go. We're going to do this line twice and then do this whole segment twice as well. And the whole thing we will do twice, okay? So, here we go from the top. Abate with the beat. And if you want to look it up later, I'm going to try to put a link to this beat in the description, okay? But it says free, best freestyle rap instrumental beats. Just look for the gorilla wearing the sunglasses. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Bate, bate, chocolate con arroz con tomate. Bate, bate, chocolate con arroz con tomate. 1, 2, 3, cho. 1, 2, 3, co. 1, 2, 3, la. 1, 2, 3, te. Chocolate. I forgot it. Okay, let's do the dance right there. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Now I just want to do the whole thing over again. If the teacher can't get it right, then it's just not going to fly, okay? Teacher's going to try it again. Take 2. Alright, see, Miss Critchell's got it this time. Bate, bate, chocolate con arroz con tomate. Bate, bate, chocolate con arroz con tomate. 1, 2, 3, cho. 1, 2, 3, co. 1, 2, 3, tres, te. Chocolate, 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 choca. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Back to the beginning. Batte, batte, chocolate con arroz y con tomate. Batte, batte, chocolate con arroz y con tomate. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Uno, dos, tres, cho. Uno, dos, tres, co. Uno, dos, tres, la. Uno, dos, tres, te. Chocolate, 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 chocolate. Oh! Yes! Got this time. If only teachers could be perfect, but alas, we cannot. Okay, so we have gone through everything today. Let's do a recap. So number one, how many beats does a half note get? 2 beats. We should already know all these questions. A quarter note gets how many beats? Just 1. An eighth note gets half of a beat. On to number 2, how many beats does a half rest get? 2 beats. What about a quarter rest? 1 beat. All right, now here's the questions on the wind instruments that we talked about today. Number 3, what type of instrument produces a sound by buzzing your lips? That is the brass instrument, okay? Hopefully you were able to make one today where you can press your lips up to it and buzz them, okay? That's just like the trombone that I showed you earlier, brass instrument. Number 4, the blade of grass that we use to play is an example of what type of instrument? A reed instrument, because a reed has some sort of object attached to it or some piece of it that vibrates to produce the sound, okay? Number 5, for batte batte chocolate, did we sing or chant the words? Yes, we chanted the words because we spoke them. We did not sing them, okay? So, there you have it. Hopefully you all had fun doing these activities, and hope, of course, that you're all still doing well despite the circumstances. Miss you all, and I will see you again soon on Music Wednesday. Adios.